Good morning. As many of you might know, I live in an old house, and so my kitchen is kind of off from the rest of the house. But I don't mind cooking because it helps warm the house up. But today I'm going to do something a little different. While I'm cooking breakfast, I'm also going to peel these tangerines I have here. These are get the label going here. Oh, these are Mandarina's tangerines. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the tangerine in the bowl and make us some fruit for breakfast. And I'm putting the peels in here, and I'm going to boil the peels. And it'll give a nice citrus scent to the kitchen. So I'll show you when I get them all peeled. Okay, here are all my tangerines. They are peeled now. So I'm going to set this to boil, and I'm going to add some spices. Okay, I've got cinnamon and allspice in there. So we're going to set this on to simmer. We're going to start it to boil first, and then we're going to let it simmer. And that will send a nice spicy scent throughout the kitchen. Now, next, I'm going to show you my fruit salad that I'm making. This is kind of like the first of 3. We're going to do 3 videos here. One, we're doing this spice scent to make the kitchen smell nice and citrusy. And then I'm going to make a fruit salad. And then, with this bag that my tangerines came in, I'm going to make some bird feed. I'm going to make a suet cake, or it's not going to be suet, but it's going to be a grease cake for the birds. So, like I said, this is the first of 3 videos here in a row. Okay, here is video number 2 of the 3 videos I'm going to do this morning. This is just some old, I guess you could say, nasty grease left over from cooking something. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some stuff in there for the birds. Okay, now I've added, Arnie likes that Great Value, the plain old white fluffy crappy bread. But I keep, leftover tortilla chips, stale tortilla chips, heels of bread, whatever. I keep it in a bag and keep it in the freezer, and then when I make this, that's when I use it. Whenever I make one of these things for the birds. I've also got a nice big hunk of fat in there, and I'm also going to add, this strawberry jelly is getting a little on the old side, so I'm going to go ahead and add it so I can get it out of the refrigerator. Okay, I got the jelly in there. Now I have this much cornmeal left. Well, this much cornmeal won't do a whole lot of anything, and I might as well get the jar cleaned out. So, now that's going in there. Now here I have some pumpkin seeds. Problem is I don't remember how old these pumpkin seeds are when I put them took them out of the package and put them in this jar. I didn't mark the date. So, they're going in there too. Here, I have some crunchy peanut butter, and I'm going to go ahead and add some of that. Okay, I went out to my bird feed barrel. I have a big barrel of bird feed out on my front porch. I feed the birds all year round. I make this whenever I have a bunch of leftovers. So, there's some black sunflower seeds. And some regular bird seeds. I don't know how much I got. I just got that much. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook this all and move it all around with that grease and everything, and we'll see where we're at. And by the way, y'all, that stuff boiling back there, that bubbling citrus, cinnamon stuff, smells mighty good. So I'll bring you back when I get this all worked out. Okay, y'all, I added some more bird feed to this concoction here. Y'all, whenever you have a package of cookies and you got crumbs in the bottom, roll up the bag, stick it in your freezer. Whenever you've got bread and all that's left is the heels, roll it up, put it in your freezer. Potato chips, tortilla chips, crackers, anything like that. Just roll it up, stick it in your freezer. It doesn't take up that much room. Besides, did you know that a full freezer uses less electricity than an empty one? So if you have a little corner of your freezer, or maybe the door, where you can stuff all those bags, and once a month, get all those bags out, get all your old grease, keep your grease in dump all your old grease in an old margarine container, something like this, and then put it in the freezer, or put it in the fridge and put the lid on it, and just forget about it. And then anytime, little bacon bits, your little Crispies when you fried chicken or something, you can keep all that, mix it together. The birds love it. Now, I feed the birds all the time. I keep a great big trash can of bird feed on my front porch. Just a second, I got something going on with my coffee pot. It wasn't nothing. I keep a great big barrel of bird feed on my front porch, and I feed the birds all year round. But in the winter time, I make these suet cakes. They're not really suet, because suet is a special kind of fat. But I make these grease cakes, is what they are, for the birds, and I put them out. Now, because I have dogs, and because these cakes will hang in my front yard, I don't put raisins in it, and I don't put anything that has raisins in it. The same with cookies. If maybe I've got chocolate chip cookies left, I won't put that in there, because dogs can't have cookies. Dogs can have cookies. Dogs shouldn't have cookies. Dogs can't have raisins, and dogs can't have chocolate. So I'm a little, in that respect, I'm a little bit careful about what I put in here. But anything flour can go in this. And the birds, especially this time of year, and you don't have to worry, this time of year you can even use your old oil, because it's cold enough outside that it'll stay solid. So I'll bring you back when this is done and I start packing it up for the bird feeders. And by the way, it smells divine in here. That is just simmering now like a little simmer pot, and ooh, it smells good. Okay, now let's say you don't have a suet feeder, but I bet you've got some margarine containers. Well, here's a margarine container, and what I did is I just cut big holes out of it so the birds won't have any trouble seeing that suet. So I'm going to set it inside. See there? And this is cold weather, y'all. That suet ain't going nowhere, and them birds will see it. So now I'm going to set it inside this container, and I'm going to fill it up with this green. Okay, there's my container inside a container, and I filled it up. Now for this bag that was left over from the tangerines, I've got it inside a container here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill up this container with this other grease stuff. Grease seeds or grease, I'm going to call it suet, it's just easier. So here we go, I got both my containers filled up. When this cools off, where I can just lift it out of there, and this will hang. And then of course when this cools off, I'll just take the second container, the first container out, and I'll hang it. and I will show you guys how I do that. And like I said, y'all, the birds are sure cold. I had forgotten to make some of this lately because I've just been sidetracked. There is a very nice knitting lady from Germany that I watch, and she has some wonderful bird feeder videos, and I'm going to link, I'm going to give you her YouTube address in the description. I've just been enjoying her bird videos the last few days. She's had several of them up. She has such pretty birds. Unfortunately, y'all, I feed the birds all year round, and I feed them good, but 99% of what I get is sparrows. So go figure, but what the heck. Like I said, I'll bring you back when I get these hung up outside. Okay, so there's our fruit salads, and that's what we're having for breakfast. I'm getting ready to have exactly what Ernie's having. He's got his eggs and his bacon and his toast. In fact, that's not bacon, that's fried hog jaw. We bought it for New Year's and didn't get around to eating it. So there's our fruit salad. That's just bananas and those tangerines. And that stuff's still simmering back there, and it smells good. I'm going to have some more grease here for the bird feeders. I may top those bird things off with this grease right here. But I'll show you. So there's our fruit salads. So the fruit salad part of this video is done. Okay, y'all, I went ahead and turned this off. It's done its duty. We're finished in the kitchen for now. But I got the dog food here. Arnie just fed the dogs, and this grease that I was going to keep, or I was going to pour on top of that other bird feed, I'm just going to pour it here for the dogs. And that'd be a little extra treat for them. So now all we got left, folks, this part of the video is done. This served its purpose. The kitchen smells nice and orangey, cinnamony. Breakfast is done. We ate our fruit salads. The grease got poured on the dog food. So all it's left is, I'll show you those bird feeders. Okay, guys, here we go. There's the one I made. Remember, I took the margarine container and I cut the sides out, and now the birds have a place to they can hang on, and they can eat off the side or they can eat off the front. And of course, there's my regular bird feed. See, I got a clothesline pole. Well, let me see if I can back off. No, that's all it's going to show you. I got a clothesline pole in my front yard that's for hanging bird feeders, but there we go. And I'll show you the other one here in just a second. Now, here's the other one. I hung the other one in a tree. So the birds can get to that and they'll see that. But there's those, let's see if I zoom in. Yeah, I can zoom in. That ain't very clear, is it? Now let's zoom back out. There we go. So there's my suet cakes, grease cakes, and my bird feeder. And see, some has already fallen off and the dog's enjoying them. But now let me tell you something else. If you don't want to go through the mess of making a grease cake, and it's cold enough now where it'll hold it together, you can also take some of this and just smear it into the bark of your tree. There's a lot of bird feeders out there they make for suet that is simply a log with a bunch of holes, a bunch of gouges in it, and you fill it with suet. Well, you could do the same thing on your tree. Just smear it on the bark of your tree, and I guarantee you the critters will find it. So, that's the end of this entire video, y'all. Thanks for watching. And I will hopefully get some pictures of birds enjoying these grease cakes. Bye.